Hello, it's your boy Davidoff. Welcome back to Movie Monday. So the first episode will be a couple TV serials and an actual movie. Basically, I searched like every Batman movie and it gave me the results in Wikipedia. Batman in film, and it included 2 TV serials. If you don't know what that is, basically like an extended movie made for TV. So it's like multiple episodes, but like no series, no like season 2 or anything, just like one series with episodes. That's basically just one long movie, basically. So, yeah, the first one, Batman 1943, it is 3.5 hours long. So, like, it's episodic. It's like, I don't know, like, it's in a chain of videos. So, the chapter 1 works. Hopefully, the rest works. There's 15 chapters in total. Most of them around 20 minutes, 15 minutes, etc., 17 minutes. So, gonna watch through that, and that'll be the first sort of, like, extended movie. And then it's Batman and Robin in 1949. Hopefully that's available as well somewhere. I hope so anyway, otherwise it'd be a bit awkward. And we're going to end the episode with Batman 1966, which is, I'm pretty sure, the first proper like movie for Batman. So that should be fun. So that's this episode. Next episode will be like, well, we'll get to that when we get to it. So yeah, I'm just gonna watch this now and tell you what I think at the end. Let's do this. Yeah, so that was very long, very long. It was alright though. It was quite good. It was alright. It wasn't like amazing, but that's partly because it's like it's so old. It's black and white. It's not that well choreographed. The special effects are not that great. Having said that, it is Batman. He doesn't need good special effects really. He's just a man, so you don't have to like. He doesn't have powers, so he doesn't need like expensive effects. But still, like for what it was, for the time it came out, it was alright. It was alright. It was interesting. The main bad guy, which is it's just one villain really. There's not like different villains. There's like one main villain and that's it. He's a bit like a mafia boss in a way. Like they're like aspiring, I think. Can't remember the guy's name now, but anyway, he looked a bit like a Bond villain. I used to watch, like, I did a marathon a while ago, not on the channel, but like in my own time, I did a marathon of 007 movies. Like, I watched all of them in a row. It took like a month or so or something. But I remember like some of the old villains, and I was like, the villain in this one, he seems like a Bond villain in some ways. He even has a pit with a crocodile in it. Like in one of the villains, I can't remember. There was a Bond villain. I swear he had. I should remember the name, but I feel like he has a popular name, and I don't remember. There is a Bond villain who has a shark in a tank, and he drops people in there to feed the shark. In the same way, in this show, he has a crocodile pit. There's a villain's crocodile pit that he throws people in. Defeats the crocodile. It might be an alligator actually. Alligator or crocodile, one of the two. Either way, I thought, wow, that's quite a big similarity there. It's not just because of that, but like he looked like a Bond villain in a way. Robin was here like a lot. Robin was here quite a lot. They could have called this Batman and Robin actually. They could have just called this Batman and Robin, but they called it just Batman. I think the next one might be a sequel. I have no idea. It might be, possibly, might be connected. And that one's actually called Batman and Robin, so that'll be up next. But yeah, also like I was watching episode by episode. Every chapter ends with someone in trouble. Like every single one is a cliffhanger, which makes sense to be fair, but still, like literally every single episode it was like either Batman's in trouble, he could die, or someone else is in trouble who could die. And the next episode at the start they're saved. So you know it's some funny like random cliffhangers. And it says like see it in theatres as well, so I think this went in theatres like weekly for some reason. But still, it was for what it was alright. But yeah, it does drag though, and it is really long when you watch it all in one go. That's what I did, and it was a lot. It was a lot, and the next one's even longer. It's 4 hours long. It was on YouTube actually. It was on YouTube. Batman and Robin 1949. So yeah, I can just watch the whole thing. Yeah, so after I watched that one, I'll tell you my thoughts. Alright, so I watched it and yeah, it's very long, it dragged. Obviously it's meant to be like an episode thing, and like watching the whole thing in one go is just like, it's so long. It's so long. I should have just spaced this out, watched it like in parts. I just watched the whole thing in one go, just like whizzed through all of it. And yeah, it was good. It was an interesting 4 hours. I don't think it was a sequel. It's different actors anyway. I don't think it was a sequel, but it's basically like in a way the first one, except like with a better villain, I guess, and more. I mean, Robin was in it a lot in the first one anyway, so to be fair, both of them could have been called the same thing. But this one had more like known characters. It had Vicky Vale, who's basically like Lois Lane if she was in Gotham. Basically, she's a journalist who takes photos, likes to go into danger to like find the right photos and stories to tell. She's like Lois Lane. She's brave reporter. Basically, Lois Lane if she was in Gotham, pretty much. And I know her from like the game, the Telltale game, because she's in the game, so I know her from there. And I know she's a character from the comics as well. And Jim Gordon's in it as well. And the villain is the Wizard, or the Invisible Man. He has two names. I'm pretty sure the Invisible Man is a DC comic character as well. So yeah, he looks a bit different when you Google him. But in the show, he looked. I mean, he has a mask as well. He's a full covered mask, so he has some similarities there for sure. But yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting. It was at least worth checking out for its time. It was good. It's just that like when I watch stuff like that's really old, like in black and white, it's really hard to get into it. Like aside from Godzilla I got into it when it was black and white. I was fine with it. I was completely fine. That was like really good. But like apart from that, and James Bond as well. Did that come out in black and white, or was it remastered? I have no idea, but like if it's like James Bond or Godzilla or even Batman, I can watch black and white. But most things in film and movies, black and white just gets boring a little quick for me. It's a bit outdated, I feel. But for Batman, it was alright. This was like a crime show. Like it didn't really need Batman, to be fair. It's like a crime show, except it has vigilantes in it, and they work with the police to find the culprit, basically. So it's like a crime show where the police are finding the culprits, except they got Batman on their side and Robin as well working together. So that's pretty much what it is. And yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty interesting, that's for sure. So we got one more left. Batman 1966, the first actual movie. It's like 2 hours long, I think, for Batman. So Adam West as well, rest in peace. So I expect it to be cheesy and fun as well. So let's see how that one goes. So I had a lot, and I mean a lot of fun with that movie. It was hilarious, it was cheesy, and it was silly, but it was a good silly. It was really silly at times, like really silly, but it was really fun, and it was funny as well, just hilarious. A lot of the things in there were just hilarious. First of all, like, it has like the theme song, Batman. Yeah, that is just iconic to me. I remember watching like an animated show, I think, that had the intro. I'm aware, by the way, this is connected to a TV show. This takes place after season 1, and there's 3 seasons. I am not watching those seasons. I would have had the time, but I don't have the time. I have to watch I watched so many shows already, and I watch quite a few movies now, especially from Movie Monday as well. So I wouldn't have the time really. I just wouldn't have the time. If I had time, I would. So maybe in about 10 years, when I get more time, when I finish all the shows I want to watch, then I might get onto it. But I don't know if the story continues in season 2, because there's a bit of a cliffhanger at the end. It's not a cliffhanger, but it's like a bit of a confusing ending. But still, like, this movie was fun. Batman the movie 1966. If you've never seen it, then just check it out. Just check it out and see what you think. It's not like a great movie. It's very silly, but it's funny silly. It is funny silly. The fight scenes are hilarious. Like, watching the fight scenes is like watching WWE. Because when you watch WWE, like, you know they're hitting each other, but not like in like, not an actual proper way. They're just, you know. And this was like wrestling hits. Like some weren't even hitting them. Some were just like hitting the air, and the guy falls over, a guy falling off into the water. It was just hilarious. And there's a scene where Batman holds a bomb, and he's got to get it out of the building. But wherever he goes, there's people. There's people outside the balcony. So he goes downstairs. There's people drinking. He goes outside. He goes to the right. There's a guy coming up the ladder up to the pier. They're next to water, by the way. Then he goes to the other side of the pier, and there's dock stairs, so they can't throw it there. And it's the funniest. It's so funny, that scene, because he's just holding a bomb. He's just running around trying to see where he would like let it go, because he's got to like get rid of it somehow before it explodes. It's just the way that scene is filmed is hilarious. He's just looking for like a way to like remove the bomb, and it's just so funny. But Batman always finds a way. And it's kind of funny, like, there's always a way, even when it seems impossible in this movie. And I know in movies generally, like Batman, he is a guy who always finds a way. And they portray that really well in this movie as well. Like, in this movie, even though it's silly and not that serious, like the other ones like, that came after, still, like, they kept the same thing where Batman he always finds a way to not fail despite the odds. But yeah, there's some silly dialogue. They find out at the beginning there's like 4 villains: Catwoman, Penguin, the Riddler, and the Joker. The Joker's laugh is good. The Joker's laugh in this movie is good. I quite liked it. I was like, okay, that is a good Joker laugh. The Penguin was a bit weird, but I quite liked him. Riddler looked a bit just a bit ridiculous, to be honest. Catwoman was decent as well. So yeah, but yeah, some of the silly dialogue though. Like, I'll give you one example. Like, they're trying to work out who's the villain here. If it's one villain or if it's multiple villains. And Batman was like, if there was 3 of them, then they could take over the city. But 4 of them, they're planning world domination. That wasn't the exact quotes, but that was just the funniest thing I've heard. I'm just like, wait, what? 4 people means they're taking over the world, and 3 means they take over a city. Like, how do you differentiate? Where does that come from? And there's a lot of like silly dialogue in it, but it just makes it funnier. It just makes it funnier. Like, if you look at it for what it is, it's just really easy to appreciate it, because it was just like, it was hilarious, you know? It was stupid. And that's why it was funny. It was funny because it was stupid, and it was funny because of other things as well. Like, the fight scenes were just so badly choreographed, and it still worked. It just works. This movie just somehow, it just delivers. And also, like, the Batcave, right? The Batcave is cool. So it's like a fireman's pole where they slide down. So from the manor, they slide down, and there's a switch midway through where you auto change into your costume. So from your normal clothes to your costume. So how does that work then? Like, they're sliding down a pole. So by the flip of a switch, by the time they land, they're completely changed. Like, how does that work on a pole without falling off? Like, is there logic in this movie? But yeah, it is silly, and there's a part of a shark as well trying to eat Batman, which is quite funny. But yeah, it's like, you can tell it's all like badly choreographed and so silly and fake, but it just works. It somehow, for what it is, it works as a fun, hilarious movie. I've never known Batman to be so silly, you know. They tried to do comedic in Justice League actually 2 years ago. That movie was terrible. But I've always known Batman to be more serious. So like, I wouldn't think that a fun Batman would make a good Batman. But this one somehow pulls it off, and that's pretty cool. But I hope he stays dark in these times though. The next one's coming in, I think, 2021. Matt Reeves directing. Robert Pattinson is the Batman. Hopefully that one's dark and gritty, and hopefully it's great as well. I'm anticipating that the most now out of anything really in the coming years. Like, genuinely, apart from, actually, yeah, Batman at the top, then Godzilla vs Kong. That'll be the top 2. But yeah, I'm really anticipating that next movie, but that'll be a while away. So the next episode will be a few movies. I'm planning to do all 4 of the next 4 before the Dark Knight trilogy, which will be in 2 episodes time. Episode 2 should be, I'm pretty sure there were 4 Batman movies between 89 and 97. So that should be the next episode. If for some reason I can't do that, I'll at least do 2 of them, because I'm pretty sure there's 2 Keaton ones and 2 non-Keaton ones. But that's what I plan to be the next episode. Then we'll move on to Dark Knight trilogy, and then we'll move on to the final episode, which will be Batman v Superman, the Ultimate Edition, the 3-hour version. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention, Robin's in this like the whole time. Robin is plays a key role in this movie. Same with the TV series actually. And what I noticed also is that, just like in the TV serials, they have no trouble with police, which is fine, which makes sense, but they always operate at daytime. And I don't know if that means I don't know if it was just easier to film at that time or whatever, but you don't usually see like a modern Batman fighting at daytime. Usually he's Bruce Wayne at day and Batman at night. I don't know when he sleeps, but that's usually how it works, right? And this one, he always operates at daytime, which I felt was a nice switch up. It was a nice change. That was quite interesting. How it was always like in the daylights, which is not what you know Batman to operate in, but he does that. And also this movie was about saving the world as well. It's not just Gotham like it usually is. It was the entire world. Like he usually doesn't do that unless it's like Justice League. But like if it's him on his own, he's usually just saving Gotham. So yeah, it was just saving the world from 4 iconic villains, and I think it just really worked. Apparently, according to IMDb, Batgirl was in it. I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but she never suited up, did she? I'm pretty sure I saw the girl, because I saw the picture on IMDb, and I'm pretty sure I saw her at Jim Gordon's desk, but she didn't put a suit on, did she? So why was she credited as Batgirl? I don't know, maybe she's Batgirl in a TV show. Jim Gordon's in it as well, and there's other stuff, there's other funny stuff. I think that's all the iconic characters actually, the 4 villains, Batman, Robin, Batgirl, apparently, Jim Gordon. I think there's like 1 or 2 others probably. But either way, like I had some fun with this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one I do, because the next movie is 1989. And there's a lot of people who say it's really good. So I'm looking forward to it. This is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day and see you.